Oh, this is my final reflection. Start off by talking about what I've learned in this course about technical writing and myself as a writer, and revisiting my initial answer to the question, what is technical writing? Um, I felt like it was pretty on to the actual definition. Um I realize now after going through the course that technical writing always doesn't have to be, 100% original. Like if I come into a job and someone already wrote I'll go on my project, how to disassemble a handgun, I realize that, okay, I can just look at how they wrote this and I can go off of that. And then if something new is added to this gun, then I can just say, oh, but what's different from this version is now this, and so on and so on. Um, what I've learned about myself as a writer is that I overthink when I'm writing most of the times. And if I just let myself just flow and write and let ideas just come out and then go back, proofread, and then polish it, it works a lot better. But I always try to make things perfect as it comes out, which is a recipe for a lot of headaches and late nights. All right, so let's go over some of these. So what might I do differently if I were to revise my work? Um, for this last project, I think what I would do differently is probably have someone try to hold the camera for me, because there were times where I'm trying to do things, and with the camera being on my phone reversed, I had to do things with my left hand to show things that I'm not used to doing on a gun. So it was a little complicated, and if I was to do this again, I'll definitely have someone holding the camera for me. Try to do it this time, but my wife couldn't get it, and so too much stuff going on. All right, and let's see what else. Okay, I didn't use any graphics. Well, I used images on my first how-to, and those were actually pretty easy. Again, if I had the time or knowledge to know how to make something look like it wasn't just drawn with a pen, I would definitely do that. But I'm not. When it comes to videos, I don't know much about it. But yeah. All right. So let's go on. Okay, explain. And if I could go back and change one thing about my project, well, yeah, I just said that I would have a cameraman. So yeah, and then okay, what constraints did I come across? Again, having a cameraman would have been very beneficial, and I think would have made my video of my redone how to. I think that would have made it a lot better. And and what I've also learned is, and I should have known this from my public speaking course, but when you're writing for reading and writing for talking, it's completely different. I made videos where I was trying to word for word how my original how to was, and it didn't sound right, it didn't feel right. So I ended up realizing that, okay, I know how to disassemble a handgun, so I need to just talk through it and not even worry about what I wrote down on paper. Just talk through, go go through the steps, and then it feels more natural, and less robotic, like I'm reading a monologue. And yeah, so that is definitely something that I realized was reading for writing for reading and writing for talking are completely different. But I do think my how to probably is a little better the second time with the video as the medium, because now you can see the actions as it's going through, and instead of like pointing arrows on a picture, people can actually see it, in live action of how to do it. All right. And now, what grade would I give myself for this course and why? So, I completed all the work. So, of course, that deserves a B. Um, I would, if I'm honest, I would say I would get an A minus, B plus. I did have a couple late assignments. Got a lot of things going on right now in life. That's not an excuse, but it is what it is. And but yes, I'll give myself an A minus, B plus. And yeah, this was it's actually been pretty fun. Definitely learned some things. Trying to change genres and all that. Oh, and I forgot. Oh man, things that I use to try to for my audience. I forgot to get to this question. I don't know how I skipped it, but obviously I'm talking about handguns. I know in America that can be a touchy subject, but also I know that whoever's gonna watch the video, they're gonna watch the video, because they're interested in guns or whatever. So I knew that. I wore my old Army shirt. Um, I know a lot of veterans have guns. I mean, we've had to use them while we were in the military, so we're not as uncomfortable around guns or with guns as maybe some of the other people in America are. So I know it can be a touchy subject, but obviously the audience I'm going for is not people who are against guns. And yes, that's one way I kind of geared my video towards people who I think would be more likely gun owners. So there you go. Thank you. That was my final reflection.